Subtracting real numbers is the theme of section 1-6, and girls can so eloquently put it.
Subtraction is the same as adding the opposite, adding the opposite, adding the opposite. Subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. Isn't subtraction fun?
Hooray! Jazz hands! Jazz hands! Yeah! So let's now do some subtracting, but make sure we rewrite our problems in the form of adding the opposite. So in this example, it says subtract negative 25 minus 5. And if we look at it, this negative here is just the negative sign belonging to that 21. This is the opposite of 21, which is negative 21. And this minus sign is our operation of subtraction. So if I were to ask you what's the sign of that 5, the actual answer is that this is a positive 5, because this negative here has to do with an operation. So this is subtracting positive 5. So instead of thinking about this as negative 21 minus positive 5, we're going to think about this as negative 21, and now the subtraction is the same as adding the opposite, and the opposite of positive 5 will be negative 5. And now when we've got a negative plus, put in more negatives, your result's going to be negative. So we've got 21 negatives here, 5 negatives here. Altogether we're going to have 26 negatives. The next example is 16 minus negative 8. 16 minus negative 8. And again, the sign of the 16 is positive. Here's the subtraction, so there's the minus sign, and this negative has to do with the sign of that 8. So in this case, we're taking 16 minus negative 8. Remember, the opposite of negative 8 is going to be positive 8. So we have 16 subtract negative 8. And subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. So we're now going to add positive 8, because subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. And we now have 24 positives. This example has a couple of subtraction signs in it. So we're going to have to use our rule a couple of times. Here's the negative 12. And here's the operation of subtraction going on here. And there's another operation of subtraction here. So the sign of the 5 is positive. That's positive 5. This is positive 2. But we've got operations of subtraction. So using my order of operations, I'm going to first work from the inside. We've got 2 minus positive 5. And so the 2, instead of subtraction, I'm going to change that to adding the opposite. So I've got 2 plus negative 5. So again, the rest is going to come